We have just learned about how the updated regulatory frameworks will support new investments. This is important given our strong organic growth. In light of these developments, Catherine, could you guide us through Elia Group's financial policy?
Yes, a key topic for our CMD of today, of course. And so Elia Group's financial policy is designed to ensure the financial stability and the continuous access to the capital market, as well as fostering growth and create long-term value for all shareholders. Note as well that our financial policy remains unchanged compared to previous communication. And so I will start by reminding you the three pillars on which it is based. Firstly, we remain firmly committed to a minimum BBB flat target rating for Elia Group and for Eurogrid, and a BBB plus rating for ETB. We are confident that their targets are realistic, deliverable, reflecting the strength and stability of our regulated operation, the CapEx profile and the group's strategic ambitions. Those rating targets are aligned with the current rating levels of the group, of Eurogrid and of ETB, as just confirmed by S&P. The key metric which is applied by S&P is the FFO to net debt. For ETB, S&P requires an FFO to net debt of at least 9%, while for Elia Group and for Eurogrid, the agency requires an FFO to net debt comfortably above 6%. We anticipate the leverage profile and credit metrics of each entity to stay within the agency's predefined targets. Secondly, any form of debt financing at ETB and Eurogrid will continue to be raised separately and independently. The Elia Group will also continue to provide equity funding in order to maintain a capital structure aligned with the regulatory frameworks and gearing. In practical terms, Elia Group will finance its CapEx plan in Belgium and Germany according to the set gearing ratios. Those ratios correspond to 40% equity and 60% debt to RAB for ETB, and 25% equity and 75% debt in relation to total assets for Eurogrid. Thirdly, Elia Group maintains its current dividend policy tied to inflation. Consequently, we will continue to reserve a significant portion of our results, averaging over 50% throughout the period, to support financing for investment in both Belgium and Germany. Additionally, we are actively seeking to obtain capital grants linked to our CapEx projects, such as PCIs and PMIs. Last week, the European Commission released the European Grid Action Plan and the initial list of PCIs and PMIs projects. This list includes many projects from the Elia Group, like the hybrid interconnector project Triton Link and Nautilus for ETB, Bornholm Energy Island for 50 Hertz, also Brebo 2 and Brebo 3 projects, and the interconnection between Lonny and Gram for ETB, as well as the Zuidoostlink project for 50 Hertz. Securing PCI and PMI status is a prerequisite to apply for European funding from the Connecting Europe facility. Overall, the group targets to receive at least 500 million in grants from Europe or national authorities over the next years. Now, looking forward and to support our growth in the longer term, Elia Group might explore funding its accretive investment in RAB growth by issuing new equity or equity-like instruments, so even considering equity-like instruments for our organic growth. This will result in a net positive impact on EPS for all shareholders, as the regulatory asset base and regulated income will grow faster than they otherwise would do. Like Bernard mentioned in the video that you saw, and like I said earlier today, Publi-T remains supportive of Elia Group's strategy and committed to the execution of this plan. And in this context, Publi-T is organizing itself to maintain its role as the core shareholder of the Elia Group. Constructive discussions are underway and agreement in principles have been reached between PBT and a sovereign fund in Belgium in view of strengthening the participation of PBT and possibly supporting capital increase. Presently, the group has sufficient balance sheet headroom to fund its near-term contributions to ETB and Eurogrid CapEx plans with retained earnings and senior debt. Therefore, I confirm that there are no plans to raise equity for at least the next 12 months.
Okay, what does this mean in terms of targets at group level, Catherine? Can you provide our audience with some more guidance on this?
Yeah, and I will start with a short overview of the key CapEx figures from our long-term plan as it has been presented today during this event. So in Belgium for 2024, we anticipate investing approximately 1.4 billion, with a total CapEx plan over 5 years amounting to 9.4 billion. This is expected to result in a RAB growth of around 18% per year, leading to total RAB at the end of the 5-year period close to 13.5 billion. In Germany, for 2024, our investment is projected to be around 3.3 billion, with a total capital expenditure plan over 5 years totaling around 21 billion. This is forecasted to lead to a RAB growth of approximately 25% per year and a total RAB at the end of the 5-year period close to 19.5 billion based on our 80% ownership. Overall, at group level, this means that we will be investing around 30 billion, demonstrated a yearly organic growth of around 19% over the next 5 years. And I would like to remind you that this RAB only includes 80% of 50 years and doesn't reflect our investments in Nemo Link. Now, let's have a look at the financial performance we expect per segment for the regulated activities in Belgium and Germany. This performance will be mainly driven by the growth of the regulated asset base, but also the evolution in risk-free rate following the revision of our regulatory remuneration. Let's begin with Belgium. For 2024, we are confident in reaching a net profit ranging between 200 and 230 million. This profit is considering a Belgian 10-year low of around 3.3% for the year. Over the entire regulatory period, 24-27, we expect to achieve an average IFRS return on equity between 7 to 8%. These projections are considering the investment profile as presented earlier and an average risk-free rate of 3.2% over the period, based on the latest projection of the Federal Plan Office. In Germany, for 2024, we are confident in achieving a net profit ranging between 245 and 275 million. This profit is considering a base rate of 2.79% for the regulatory return on equity, as proposed by the regulator. Over the entire regulatory period, 24-28, we target an average IFRS return on equity between 8 to 10% based on similar base rates. For a third segment, including the non-regulated activities, Nemo Link, as well as WindGrid and its US investment in Energy Giga, we expect for 2024 to report a loss to the group results in a range of 35 to 45 million. This expected loss is mainly composed of 3 items. First, Nemo Link will positively contribute for about 25 million, depending ultimately on the availability of the interconnector. Secondly, the operational activities of the holding, other non-regulated activities like GI and Rialto, the development of WindGrid, as well the funding cost of Energy Giga, will lead to a loss in a range of 40 to 45 million. And finally, the group will also use balance sheet headroom in 2024 to fund its contribution to the Eurogrid CapEx plan. leading to funding costs of around 20 to 25 million for the existing and the new debt, depending on the evolution of interest rates. Finally, let's have a look at the overall expected performance at group level. And as mentioned earlier in this presentation, most of our revenues stem from regulated activities. Whereas revenues and EBITDA encompass various pass-through items, our level of net earnings ultimately reflect the benefits of our regulated business that accrue to shareholders. This is why our guidance predominantly focuses on return on equity. Additionally, going forward, we will also provide clear guidance on the net profit for shareholders. It's important to emphasize that all our guidance excludes any potential impact from M&A transaction. Based on the performance of the segment, we anticipate that the net profit attributable to Elia share, excluding of non-controlling interest and hybrid interest, will range between 335 and 385 million. This points towards an adjusted return on equity between 7 to 8% for 2024. Over the next 5 years, and reflecting investments at ETB and Eurogrid level, we anticipate that the net profit Elia share will grow at a compound annual growth rate of approximately 20%, considering today's interest rate projection. Also, we are confident to achieve a double-digit earnings per share growth over the upcoming 5 years and taken into account possible capital increase. Finally, we will continue to pay out a reliable dividend towards shareholders, protecting against inflation.